1.
Hello, it's Paul Suellentrop from the Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com. I'm here with Shane Dennis of Shocker Sports Properties, the color analyst for many Wichita State sports, but especially Wichita State baseball. We're going to talk about the start of fall baseball practice. Wichita State gets going with a scrimmage on Friday. And Shane, let's start with, I guess, what was maybe the biggest news of the summer. Willie Schwanke is back, did not get drafted, which was a big surprise to people around here. How does that start this season off on a good note, having a guy like that back?
Well, it's the experience level is something that you can't replicate, regardless of how big a profile prospect comes in for his first year. And I think there's a level of comfort knowing that he's back. Now, the big question is, can he make it through the season? And that's a whole different topic, is the health of this baseball team the last couple of years. I know Todd Butler will not use it as an excuse, but it's been real, and they've had to revamp the pitching staff a couple of times over the last 2 years. So having him back and completely healthy is a great place to start with that staff.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a legit Friday night guy that you can really count on. Then how the rotation may fall in around him. You've got Cody Tyler, you've got Zach Lewis, you've got Connor Lungwitz, maybe some others. How do you see maybe the rotation filling out behind Willie Schwanke?
Well, I think that's probably about it. Those would be the front runners. What I'll be interested to track in the fall and early spring is how the new message and the new messenger comes across. You know, this is the first time that Shocker Baseball will be without Brent Kimnitz. Mike Steele in his first year comes with a lot of skins on the wall, as it were, from Long Beach State. Younger guy, energetic, not unlike Brent Kimnitz, who was always seemingly energetic around here, but the message and the messenger have changed. How will that translate into more wins and better production from the pitching staff? That's what remains to be seen, because at times last year, Shocker pitchers couldn't seem to get out of their own way. There were a lot of walks the first half of the year, led to a lot of runs, a lot of unnecessary long innings, in my view. If they get that tightened up, that's a great place to start.
How much will it help those pitchers if the defense also improve? We had a lot of freshmen out on the field at key spots for Wichita State. Is that something we can expect, some better defense behind those pitchers?
Yeah, and you know, over the first 30-plus years in this program, the defense is seemingly something that Shocker fans never had to worry about. But to your point, there were a lot of young guys on the infield that led to some longer innings for these pitchers who were, in many cases, after Tavis and Schwanke got hurt, young themselves, trying to feel their way. Cody Tyler into a starting role, struggled at times. Connor Lungwitz had a moment in one of his starts, but overall couldn't sustain it. That goes hand in hand with your defense. And maybe taking that a step further, for the first time maybe ever, Shocker fans are going to have to be a little concerned, or at least unsettled, on the outfield part of Wichita State's defense. Again, over the years, Wichita State's outfielders could go get it like nobody else in the Missouri Valley Conference. Now you're talking about Grayson Jennista maybe getting some time in right field, and then who else? There are no shortage of candidates, obviously, but the experience will be way thin in the outfield.
You mentioned Jennista, the Valley Freshman of the Year, Alec Bohm, Luke Ritter, Dayton Dugas had some really good freshmen last year. What kind of jump can we expect to sophomore? What's kind of that change like when you come back for that second season?
You just assume that guys that are a year older are going to be a year stronger and a year better. It doesn't always pan out that way, but as long as the majority of them make a jump, I think you got something there. Obviously, you mentioned Dugas spent some time in the Cape. So did Gunnar Troutwine, one of the few upperclassmen that they have. But Alec Bohm, to me, is the guy that stands out. He had a stellar summer. And for a guy that homered in his very first plate appearance as a Shocker, obviously set the bar pretty high for himself. But he did go out, and I think those that went out and had good summers are the ones that you can expect for that to carry over. Like I said, it doesn't always happen that way, but you hope it does. And I think Bohm is a great place to start when you're talking about that sophomore class.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Bohm this fall, putting on some shows in batting practice, so we'll see where that goes throughout the fall. All right, Paul Suellentrop from the Wichita Eagle and Kansas.com. Thanks to Shane Dennis for helping me out. Thanks to Tammy Cutler for running the video camera. Wichita State fall baseball practice getting ready to go. Thanks.